Hello, hi, I hope you're well. Welcome back to my channel, Young Black Social Worker, where I talk about all things related to social work. So, judging by today's title, you'll be able to see that today's video is going to be about your dissertation. Now, the dreaded dissertation, double D. I remember when I was at uni and we were told that we needed to write a dissertation. My first thoughts were definitely, what is a dissertation? My second thought was, how long is that going to be? And my third thought was, get me out of here. Because of course university is very academic anyway, but the thought of writing a 10,000 essay, just was not, just wasn't tickling my fancy, let's say. So for most of you, you will likely have to do a dissertation as part of your social work course. Most of you know I studied social work as an undergrad, so one of my final pieces, I think it was the final piece that I had to do, was doing my dissertation. So if you're interested in what I used as a topic for my dissertation, or you want some advice and tips around how you can do your dissertation, then make sure that you continue watching this video. So when I did my dissertation, I did a topic on culture and diversity. So it was titled, Culture and Diversity Exist, an examination of responses to culture in child abuse cases. Ultimately, what I was interested in was around how, when we're looking at child protection cases, how does culture fit in? How does cultural competence fit in? How does that fit in within social work practitioners who are meant to be working with the families? How does that fit in with how families are being understood? Black families are being understood. So I did very much focus on black families, and I think some other minority families as well, but predominantly black families. And how was child protection viewed within their culture? How was certain aspects of culture considered so that they weren't drastic safeguarding decisions or safeguarding processes that were happening for children and families, and was definitely something that I was very interested in, not only as someone who wanted to go into child protection, so working with children, but obviously as a black woman, and wanting to understand, and coming from a culture and coming from a background myself, that a lot of the families that I knew I'd be working with, because of kind of the areas that are the locations of where I would be working in terms of the demographics, something that I knew would be very prevalent, but also something that I knew that with my white colleagues was something that they would be facing, you know, working with black families, and obviously with there being that disconnect because of the difference in cultures, the difference in race, and how they perceived some of the things that some of the issues, some of the needs of the families. Now, this goes on to my first tip around your dissertation. Make sure that you pick a topic that you have an interest in. The thought of writing 10,000 words about something that has no interest for me, or remotely just makes sense, sounds like a very hard piece of work, which I was not down for when I was at university. Not just because I didn't want to do the hard work, but just because it just didn't make any sense. I wanted to do something that I was interested in. I wanted to do something that genuinely I felt would be of benefit to others, something that I felt that maybe hadn't been considered, hadn't been talked about within the field of social work. So that takes me on to my second tip, which is, are you likely to find themes? Are you likely to find areas? Are you likely to find research, articles, journals about the topic that you are thinking about? It's all good having a topic to mind and having an interest, but if you're not going to have any journal articles, anything to actually support your evidence, or any evidence to put within your dissertation, then yeah, you're just starting yourself up for a really long road. So always try and pick a topic that there is at least, that has at least been done before, maybe not exactly, but something that's been done before, so that you can use the articles, you can use the journal, you can use the research, you can use the evidence within your dissertation. If you're picking the topic for your dissertation, think about, has this topic been done before? If it has done, and you're thinking, okay, I don't want to do something that someone, like hundreds or thousands of people already talked about, I want to do something different, I want to do something unique, then think about how you can make that topic different to you. So for example, there might be, you know, what is the impact of domestic abuse on children? So one way that you might make it different, so whilst you will have a lot of evidence about the impact of domestic violence on children, you might want to think about about maybe certain areas or certain demographics or within certain cultures, so to make it more specific, something more unique to you. So your generic question can change from, what is the impact of domestic violence on children, to what is the impact of domestic violence on children in black families, what is the impact of domestic violence in children from low income families, what is the impact of domestic violence on children from, you're catching my drift, right? Yeah, always think about how you can make your topic different for you. And think about also what benefit does that topic serve, not only to me as someone who lives in society, not only as a social work practitioner, which is what I'm going to be obviously if I pass my course, but also more importantly to wider society. How does what you're writing about benefit wider society? How is it relevant for wider society? Who will want to read that? Who is it going to benefit? Is this something that, you know, if it was picked up as a published article, could actually make a difference? So it's always good to think about that also when you're thinking about your dissertation topic. Think about also, you know, will this essay be relevant in time to come? Not is it just time limited to right here, right now, but will this be relevant in time to come? So for example, you might want to look at something like, I don't know, the pandemic. Obviously, fingers crossed, that will never ever happen again. But if you're looking at, say, the impact of maybe social work, or the kind of social work that people were receiving during the pandemic, yes, it is very time limited to something that was, you know, very unexpected, but it's definitely something that can be referenced within the future, isn't it? It's something that you can think about in years to come when people are thinking about, I wonder what happened in 2020, and people are thinking, I wonder what happened in 2020 and social work, I wonder how that impacted families, I wonder how that impacted students, blah 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 blah. Your essay is still going to be relevant. It might not be published, but you never know that. I've known people to have their dissertations published. I've known people to have to go on and actually do the research within their dissertation and actually do that with other universities or tutors or whoever. So never just see your essay, never just see your dissertation as something that's very time limited to, oh, I've got to do this essay, pass my course, and that's the end of it, put it to bed. Think about it more broadly, that actually this could be something that's used in the future. Another thing that you need to do when thinking about your dissertation is, what do others think about your topic? So what does your lecturer think about your topic? What does your tutor think about your topic? What do your colleagues on your course think about your topic also? Again, like I said earlier, it's not just about having the idea in your brain and thinking, yep, this is a really good idea. It's also about thinking, I wonder what other people think about this. You know, have focus groups, have consultations with other people, and run your ideas by them. Don't be so kind of isolated that you're thinking, I don't want to share my topic because people are going to copy. But trust me, do what you need to do for your dissertation, but make sure that you consult with others to kind of help you along the way, because the last thing that you want to do is start writing it, start putting in all that energy, all that time, all those hours, and you have to start over, or you don't pass, or you look at it and you're thinking, yeah, no, I don't want to do this anymore. So yeah, definitely get ideas from others as to your dissertation topic. So if you like this video, please do make sure that you like, comment and subscribe. If you have any thoughts or any comments about what I said with relation to your dissertation, if you have any advice or any tips for anybody else when it comes to writing their dissertation, then please leave it down below in the comment section. If you also have any ideas for videos that you guys want me to do, then please leave them down below and I will do my best to get to them. Thank you. Bye.